life in general. So I don't know if you've been feeling it, but just as of late, it's like the world just been in a weird pocket. And I'm not the most political person. I don't get on here to try to be political and state views and all that. That's one thing I definitely don't discuss with people. It can raise emotions and all these different things. But it's just that, just as of late, man, it seems like the world is in a weird pocket. And what I mean by a weird pocket, where it's just a whole bunch of uncertainty. You know, some of us just move about day to day and we don't really think about it until it just directly affects us, right? But I think, you know, we should definitely start paying attention to like different things, right? You know, as you know, gas has been going up. Prices are gradually still going up. Even from a few years ago, even more so now than ever. And it's like, well, what are we gonna do? Like, just as of late, I just been really like monitoring my finances. I've been really just cutting back, things that I want. I just been kind of really choosing to like fall back on and just kind of really just kind of save for another day, save it for another time rather. Or, I know a lot of us have vices and whatever, whether, you indulge in, you know, various different things, or if you drink or whatever the situation may be. I just been reserving, reframing for the most part from that, and just kind of just cut back, which at one point in time, and it was just like maybe 2 times out the week. I've been kind of just reframing just to the weekend, you know and life is stressful because these various different things just kind of ease our mind in a sense, right? In a sense, or just kind of take the edge off, more or less, right? But I think right now it's just really time to start really looking at your finances. Is really just kind of save for a rainy day, and that's what I've been doing. Because it's really time to start moving different. It's really the time to really just look at just everything as a whole, and how you can just kind of navigate like these financial waters, because I just feel like it's definitely going to be very tumultuous. And I just kind of see various different things just drying up. I noticed things in the tech space, you know things in the tech space have been getting higher. Things in the gig economy has been like cutting back. You gotta think about it, because if people don't really have money to spend, people are not going to be as apt to like DoorDash it. Some people may, because some people don't have a car, or they just don't want to go out and get the food. But I think people are just going to really just bite the bullet, just go back to like back in the day, and just go ahead and get it themselves. And that just kind of leaves a lot of those people that's been doing it for like full time and part time, or just for extra money, in the lurch. And all these things kind of got a trickle down effect. A lot of people don't really think about that, because it's been somewhat of the norm within these last few years. And you know once you start seeing stuff slow up, you got to really think about that could be one of the big reasons why. Because just everything that's just going on in the world, man, it's crazy. And to think that it couldn't get any crazier, right? You just gotta plan accordingly. I've been talking to a lot of my good friends that's really kind of like financially stable, where if anything were to happen, they'll be okay, right? A lot of them been telling me about Robinhood. This is not financial advice. Do your own research, but a lot of them been telling me about the Roth RIA, and I've definitely been really considering, just kind of pushing some funds over there to kind of like really like have another nest egg, you know, for all my funds. And if y'all are already doing it, leave a comment down below. Or if y'all are even considering about it, or if y'all heard about it, just kind of look into it, do your own research. Or if you already have something going on yourself, leave a comment down below. But only thing I'm just saying, as a whole, you know, everything considered, it is very tumultuous right now. And even though in some parts of America it doesn't feel like it, or some people are actually really feeling it, but you definitely will soon feel like this invisible type of, like, this invisible feeling, man. It'll definitely you know show itself soon enough. So leave a comment down below if you been kind of feeling it, or if you kind of been in this space, or you just kind of know, like, man, things are getting kind of tight out here. And you know everybody definitely have to start preparing themselves for this storm, man. I just feel it, man. I don't know. I just feel it, so all right. I appreciate y'all hearing what I'm saying. If y'all were just talking about this, share this with a friend. If you like this type of content, hey, feel free to subscribe. If you just casually just breezing through, I appreciate you looking at the video. All right, y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace.